Yes, there are some rules around who can be paid, and then in some circumstances there may be a small amount of tax to pay as well, depending upon who's the recipient of the proceeds. So, for example, in circumstances where we're talking about a death benefit payment, so we've had an insured event where one of the members has died, then depending upon who gets that death benefit payout, we may or may not have tax. So clearly death is a condition of release, as we talked about earlier on, so the trustees are able to pay out a spouse of the deceased member, a child of any age of the deceased member, and generally someone who's financially dependent on the deceased member on the date of death. And there are a few other examples, but they're the main people who can be paid a benefit in those circumstances. So any payment to a spouse is tax-free, whether it's as a lump sum or as an income stream as a consequence of death of the deceased member. Although with an income stream there may be some rules if they're under 60. But generally for children, adult children, there will be a tax liability of 17% on a component of the payment that they receive. So not necessarily 100% of it, but a proportion of it may attract a tax liability of around 17%. So still a fairly low rate of tax compared to the top marginal rate of tax. For minor children, then again anything they might receive will be tax-free as well. And someone who's financially dependent, generally, unless they're an adult child, they will receive it tax-free also. So, so they're the group of people who generally are paid the benefit, who are able to receive a benefit on death of a member, and that's a tax treatment. When it comes to total and permanent disability payments, then again it's the member, the insured member, who's going to receive the benefit. They're still alive at this stage, but they're no longer able to work again. And there is a formula a fairly complicated formula, which divides the payment up into a tax-free component and a taxable component. Again, depending upon whether it's what's called a funded benefit, which is paid out of their account balance, which has been accumulating over a period of time. There's a 17% tax rate. If it comes out of insured benefits, then there's a higher tax rate of 30% that's applicable to part of that payment as well. Again, it's a very complex formula. It's one you need an advisor or tax expert to help you calculate. And again, the trustee of the fund that's making those payments will do that calculation and pay out the benefit to the person who's entitled to receive the benefit. With the income protection or salary continuance, that's just income. So again, it's subject to tax at normal marginal tax rates because it is replacing lost income because of temporary disability.